All right, so this Knife Thoughts video is going to be a quick overview of these two knives, and these are another couple knives on loan from my friend Dan. So Dan has gotten into knives recently and has a couple of the box subscriptions where you get knives each month, and so he has loaned a good number of knives to me to make videos on, and I really appreciate it. So as always, huge thank you to Dan for loaning these knives. These are a couple that have come from those subscription boxes, and they're both companies that I've never had a knife from them. I'm pretty unfamiliar, and I didn't use or carry these knives because they're not mine. I didn't want to damage them or lose them or anything, but I wanted to at least make a video showing them off and giving some of my kind of initial thoughts. So we'll start with the bottom one here. So put this one out on the screen, and this is a Kubey knife. So this is a knife made in China. It has AUS-10 steel and G10 handles. It's the model KU291F, and there's not a whole lot of info here with the box, so we'll set it aside. But it's set up for left-hand carry because Dan is left-handed, but as you can see, this is a good-looking knife. It has a kind of refined look to it, I would say, with the machining along the edges, the G10, and then just kind of the finish of the blade and hardware and stuff. It's kind of a nice sandblasted look, I guess I might say. But it opens with this hole here. Now, it's a kind of an oblong shape. I guess it's a triangle, but it's not the best shape, I would say, for opening. You can definitely open it with your thumb, but when I do it, usually my thumb will slide up into this guard here. Boom, like that. So you can see that. Now, you can also middle finger flick it. So I don't know how well I'll be able to get this on camera, but there you go. So maybe it's more designed for that. I'm not real sure. But not the best opening hole shape, in my opinion. But I do like the blade shape. This is kind of a reverse Tonto, you might say, or a type of Wharncliffe, but it is a curved edge. It's not a straight edge, and it comes to this kind of curved cutoff towards the spine, and then a concave curve towards the handle here. So it's a good looking blade, in my opinion. And the handle, when I first looked at it, I thought, it wouldn't be that comfortable, but it actually is. My pinky finger rests really well on this area right here, like so. So I get a full 4-finger grip and a pretty comfortable grip. So I was happily surprised by that. It does have ball bearings, and you can see it's very smooth. And one thing that I like is that it does have a little kind of jutting out part there. It's not a flipper tab, but what it does is it makes it so that the edge isn't going to drop down and hit your finger or your thumb there. It's that little tab that does. So that's a nice little feature, I'd say. That way you don't have to worry about it cutting you. So overall, a nice knife. You can see that it's centered pretty well, locks up solidly, no forward and back blade play, no side to side even when unlocked. So it's well made, and I like the handle and blade designs. I don't love this opening method, but other than that, I think it's a pretty nice knife, and I do plan to check out some other Kubey knives. There's so many brands now. That's kind of one of those things that's just blowing me away. There's a lot of brands making very nice knives, particularly in China now. So there's a lot to try, but hopefully I'll get a chance to check out another Kubey knife, or actually carry and use one, I guess I mean. But moving on to the second knife here, this is the Willumsen Chibs, and this one Dan actually showed me a long time ago, and I was really impressed with it. So this is a company out of Denmark, but it is made in China, as you can see. And this is a nice knife, I'll tell you what. I was really impressed by it. It has a similar opening hole, as you can see. Not exactly the same, but similar. So the opening hole here, again, you can do maybe a middle finger flick, but it's not perfect. Now you can also do a thumb, opening, but again, I don't really like that shape of hole for opening. But the flipper is nicely done. The detent is a really solid detent, and the flipper definitely works well with the ball bearing pivot. Again, nice smooth ball bearing pivot, no blade play side to side or forward and back. So I do like the flipping on this. It is nicely done. I would say mostly a light switch style flipping action on this. Another thing that I really like about this is the dual tone blade here. So it has the coating on the flats, and then the grind areas here are satin, and I think that that looks really nice. This drawn swedge looks really nice. Also, you can see that it's Sandvik 14C steel, which is kind of a middle grade steel, but I do think that the blade looks really good, and this continuously curved type edge with, it's, you know, this blade shape is so hard to name. It's almost a harpoon. It has kind of an upturn here, but like a drop point, I guess you would call it, but it'll be a good blade for normal use for sure. This knife also is more in the size range that I typically like. It's a little bigger, so I like that. Definitely a sturdy size knife. Then moving on to the handle, I actually really like it. Look at this kind of fluted almost G10 with the two tones, the black and green. Looks really nice. Feels nice too in the hand because it has the fluting. Just feels really solid. Like it's not going to slip out of your hands, and really ergonomic too. Again, a little bit of a surprise because it has this bump here, which, like, I don't think that bump is necessary. It's an aesthetic thing, or this bump, but I don't feel them when I grip the knife, to be honest. It feels really sturdy, ergonomic, and solid in my hand. Again, you know, flipping it open, putting it in my hand, I don't really feel those bumps. So very ergonomic, kind of surprisingly so, with these unnecessary little bumps. But particularly, I really like the fluted G10 on this. And then it has pocket clip. It's on the left-hand side because, again, Dan's left-handed, but it comes with both. And this is the type of pocket clip that actually goes down between the cover material and the liner or the backspacer. So that's an interesting thing. But overall, I think this knife is really nice. Particularly, I really like this handle, this fluted G10. So I am going to look into Willumsen, you know, like Kubey, and hopefully try them out. Again, there's so many knives to try that are on my list of, you know, knives I want to buy or get or try. But I really appreciate Dan giving me the opportunity to check these out because it really helps the channel, you know, to be able to make more videos and check out different knives, different brands that I might not have been able to check out otherwise. And also, just as a knife lover, I really like to get to check these knives out. So again, huge thank you to Dan. And also, I really love getting to check out knives. So anytime someone loans me one, I really appreciate it. As always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. You can comment below. You can subscribe to the channel and click the bell so you know when I post new videos. And check out my social media. I'm on Instagram and Facebook at Knife Thoughts, and my website, knifethoughts.com, where I post articles on knives like this and knife-related topics. And last but not least, as always, don't forget to go out and do good.